puts it through for a goal.
Well, the long and the short of it of the Fremantle Dockers, and hasn't Hayden Ballantyne fallen on his feet, sidling up beside the biggest man in football. Pretty fair player, Hayden Ballantyne.
You know, people say that the modern game doesn't allow for different shapes and sizes and personalities. He's different. He's an old-fashioned footballer. He's got plenty of cheek.
Yes.
He's clever.
Plenty of cheek. He roped a few and got Courtney Dempsey reported and
did.
roped a few more in during the game.
The best thing about him, though, is he's smart. He plays footy, and he's been one of a number of players, I think, that have transformed that side just with some really smart recruiting. They've been criticised, Fremantle, for the recruiting, but their history with old-age recruits, or whatever the term is, mature-age recruits, has been quite superb.
Well, the Barlow's the perfect example now, isn't he? But Barlow, he's had 70 possessions in his first two games of footy.
He's been terrific, and I think there's an inquiry into why he ended up at Freo and not 8 other clubs.
Embarrassed a couple of clubs in particular. Would you like to name one?
Did he train at Essendon?
Oh, I'm not sure. I mean, I know he was on Werribee. He was down at North Melbourne's.
There is an urban myth going around that the coach wanted Mark Williams and that the recruiting officer wanted Barlow.
I've heard that urban myth, and I've got no idea whether it's true or not.
I think North Melbourne might have a skeleton in the closet in that regard as well.
I think the Bombers have got bigger problems than whether they took Barlow or not. They were very disappointing yesterday.
They were hugely disappointed. But one of the reasons they were disappointing was Fremantle's pressure. I think we take away from how good Fremantle's pressure was, particularly in the first half, where Essendon probably had the more dominant team with the skill level and quality of ball. But we watch here the pressure. I mean, it wasn't Geelong or Hawthorn like from today. The tackles from behind, the intensity to get down low and win the ball in the packs. And at Etihad Stadium, if you're not winning the contested possession, then you're behind the play because it's a small ground. It's easy to score on. But I think their pressure was as good as I've seen Fremantle in 2 or 3 years, or particularly under Mark Harvey. Is
there an inquiry at Carlton, Mike, how a bloke called Silvani can end up playing for the Dockers?
Well, it wasn't Stephen. Even though though he didn't give Paddy Ryder a kick when Ryder went to centre forward, it wasn't Stephen Silvani, it was Alex. And that's another one. That's another mature age player. And credit to Halves. He's taken a risk on blokes that have been in the system and given them their opportunity.
Halves has been the whipping boy of the competition in terms of coaches for, I think, most of the second half of last year. And good on him, come back with a team, and a team that looks like they'll go somewhere this year.
Talking about skills.
You've got a smile on your face.
Well, I don't mean to mock Adam McPhee, but he had the return.
Well, the Essendon crowd mocked him.
They did.
That's the only joy they got.
His first appearance against his old team, and he had 4 bloopers in the first half. This isn't necessarily a blooper. It's not a bad kick, really. But he missed one
footy gods, though, wasn't it? It wasn't his day.
Yeah, it wasn't his day. This one, I don't know what he was trying to do on his left foot where he was actually going, because even if that was Lindsay Gilby at the Western Bulldogs, he wouldn't have hit that one.
Yeah. To me, that's the game of a bloke who probably shouldn't play. Spent all week worrying about whether he was going to play, whether he wasn't going to play. His old team hasn't been in good form, and in fact, he's been in very ordinary form. He needs to basically get 20 possessions, and they've got to find a way to play him into form.
But there was a very good photo in the paper, Jared, of Mark Harvey pointing at Adam McPhee and saying, if you're not right, don't play. Yeah. So McPhee's obviously declared himself.
No, I think he was right. It looked like he was moving well enough. Maybe he spent a lot of nervous energy getting up to that game. I think when you go to play your old team, you want to make sure you're 100% fit and your focus is on playing a good game rather than an injury.
And to his credit, in the third quarter, he was got the ball to Main, gave him the goal that gave him a 9-point break. So he did hang in there and he didn't just drop his lip.